Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz of the Search Engine Roundtable, Rusty Brick. Today is Friday, February 12th. Hopefully last week's video wasn't too bad, but now I'm going to be doing both the screen and the video again. Again, today is February 14th, February 12th actually, it's Friday. And the big news this week was Google Buzz. Google Buzz basically is Google's answer to, I guess, their social networking issues, or non-issues, whatever you want to call it. Google Buzz is basically friend feed on steroids. It basically integrates all your communication, plus lets you post details via buzz.google.com, which is basically directly in your Gmail client, which has some issues in terms of privacy, and people are complaining about it, et cetera, et cetera. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool application. It works pretty well. Works pretty well also on your mobile device. There is a nice video, 2-minute video on Google about this. So let me just play a snippet of it, and you'll be able to see what it's about.
More and more, this kind of sharing takes place online. Google Buzz is a new way to share updates, photos, videos, and more, and start conversations about the things you find interesting. It's built right into Gmail, and uses the friends you've already made, so there's nothing to set up. You're automatically following the people you email and chat with the most. You can choose to share publicly with the world, or privately to a small group of your closest friends. Buzz goes beyond status messages. It automatically pulls images from links, plays videos in line, and lets you flip through photos the way they were meant to be seen. Big and fast. You can connect to other sites you use, like Picasa, Flickr, Google Reader, and Twitter.
So that basically shows a summary of what Google Buzz does. It's been getting a lot of attention. I'm on it. You can look up my profile on the blog, connect with me, and it's pretty cool. They did make some announcements in terms of how that affects search. In short, it appears that Google will be indexing all that content that's buzzed up, or whatever you want to call it, immediately in their real-time search index. So we'll see how that goes in terms of how SEO handle that. All right, let's move on to the SEO segment of the course of the weekly recap. Bing has updated their SEO or webmaster frequently asked questions. It's now a detailed 82 questions with detailed answers. It's in a PDF document, which is hyperlinked in the PDF document. It's not a web document. It's 28 pages long. It has 82 questions and is organized into 12 categories. So if you want to look at that, you can look at it on February 11th at SEOroundtable.com. We have links to it. Also this week, in terms of the SEO space, there was a lot of, yesterday, I posted this morning, but a lot of buzz about Google offering SEO services. I believe we discussed this in the past. I can't remember exactly when, but basically, there's a Norwegian AdWords blog post that's basically saying, all right, if you want, it worked well in the Spanish blog, let's go ahead and offer a site clinic to those webmasters who are looking for SEO reviews. And basically, they're saying they're search quality people over, I guess, in I think in Dublin. So I forgot exactly where it crosses my mind right this minute. We'll go ahead and look at your site and give you a site review. The question now that people are saying, hey, Google's offering SEO services. Technically, this is not SEO services. They're going to look at your site, offer recommendations. They currently do this for tons of websites in the Google Webmaster Help forums. They do this at seminars, at conferences. They do this often. But this is the first time Google's really doing site clinics via a blog post. So obviously a lot of people are concerned about this, but I really think people are really blowing this up to more than it should be. If you want to look at more about the post and what people are saying, we have links to all that stuff on February 12th at SEOroundtable.com, which is today. The last SEO topic is we covered a thread over at the Google Webmaster Help Forum with John Moo over at Google, basically explained when he thinks you should not use the colloquial tag. Colloquial tag is, again, a way to redirect search bots and not redirect users. So if you want to say, hey, this is a colloquial page, a duplicate page to another page, but not yet redirect a user, you can use this colloquial tag. The problem is people have been using it for pagination. So if you have, I don't know, 100 products under a category of t-shirts, and you have page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5 to break out that into a more manageable list, people would use colloquial tags to make page 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5 a colloquial on page 1, which basically then stops Google from actually indexing the products on page 2, 3, and 4, and 5 unless there's other ways to navigate to it. So John Lewis said over at the thing to just be careful when you're using it and not to use it for that reason. If you want to look at that, it's February 9th at SEOroundtable.com. Let's move on to the AdSense topics. I posted this morning that Google announced on their blog the other day that they are using referral URLs. So if you do a query, basically how this works is if you do a query in Google or any other search engine, you type in flowers, for example, then you go to a website that has information about flowers. Google will then pass along, or search engine will usually pass along the query that you did on that site, on the search engine, to the website that you went to. And that's called query. That's what we call a referred URL, preferred data referral URL. So pass along the keyword flowers to the website, which also Google sees in AdSense. And if that website has AdSense on it, Google will say, hey, this person queried flowers, they're on a web page about flowers, let's serve them flower information. So Google has been doing this for a while. They said, it's pretty new to me, I never knew that they actually used query data for AdSense, but they are. What Google said now is that they're actually using this data for a few hours, meaning you could do your query on flowers, go to an AdSense site, Google will then store that you searched flowers. If you go to another AdSense site without any other way, just go to an AdSense site about whatever that has ads on it from Google, it could be a third-party website, Google will then might show you ads for flowers because you did a previous query on that, even if the site might not necessarily be related to flowers. So it's pretty interesting. Google's doing this for a few hours. You can opt out. It's using a cookie to do this. You can actually opt out if you wanted to, but that's what Google's doing. Also on the AdSense side, publishers have been receiving Valentine's Day cards from Google, and the Valentine's cards basically say that they're giving basically it's a promotion code for Google AdWords, so you can spend $100 free in AdWords. And the card reads, and I'll show you a picture of it right now. Others will fill your heart. Others will fill your heart with this Valentine's Day. We want to overload your servers. Because nothing says I love you like free traffic to your website. So here's a picture of the front of the card and the back of the card. You can see the promo code over there, and basically that's the details over there. Also, on the AdSense side, publishers recently, in the past 1 to 2 weeks or so, have been really upset with their earnings over the course of the past few weeks. And I did a poll asking publishers if their earnings have dropped over the course of the past week or so, and 57% said yes, the earnings have dropped from January to February. 38% said no. So it's pretty split. I mean, obviously more people are saying that. We had about 77 votes, so it's not really representative of the whole entire AdSense population, but I see a lot of people complaining about this. So I don't think it's something out of the ordinary. We have a post about this on February 8th if you want to chime in and talk about it with other people. There is an AdWords, and it's in the AdWords section, the AdWords bug, where certain advertisers are unable to add their billing information to their AdWords account. There's a bug, it's a known issue. Google has not yet fixed it yet. Hopefully they'll fix it soon. Remember last week we reported that Google News is testing a new homepage. It took me a week, but we finally got a picture of it. People are overall not happy with it, but we finally have a picture of it. And here is a picture of the homepage, of the new Google News homepage. It's much different than what you see on the current news homepage. Let me take you there. Here's the current news homepage, as you see. And if you take a look, the picture of it is very different. You can see that it has things totally different as it lines up. And people aren't happy with it. So that's the Google News homepage. Let's move over to the business section and search business topics. Google announced this week that they are going to try to offer basically broadband, fiber, 1 gigabyte fiber to people's homes. It's not, they're starting out slow, they're going to send it out to certain things. So basically they're going to become an ISP. And people are wondering why. Google says they want to make the internet faster, they want to take the mix faster. The bottom line, in my opinion, I gave a whole big interview about it on USA Today the other day. But basically, it's all about people clicking on search ads. The more people that click on Google search ads, AdSense ads, contextual ads, double-click ads, display ads, the more money Google makes. The more people have access to the internet, the faster that access is to the internet, the more money Google makes. The more Google understands about searchers, about internet users, by tracking all the data in terms of what they're doing on the internet, the more people could actually go ahead and the more they could actually figure out how to make them click on their ads, the more money Google makes. So that's my understanding of why they want to do that. But what surprised me this week is Google's announced that they're going to, or Google confirmed that they're going to buy Aardvark. Basically, Aardvark is basically a human-based answer engine. To use it, you basically IM, email, or go on their website or on Twitter, and you ask Vark a question. Vark will then go out to your network of people, look who's best to answer that question based on what they answered in the past and what their expert abilities are in, and they will go ahead and send the question out to those people that they think would make a good answer for you. Then once you get an answer, Vark will then send it back to you via email, IM, or whatever. So that's how it works. The question is, why has Google bought it? Did they buy it for the technology? Did they buy it for the talent in the company? And that's the main question. I'm not exactly sure. So I wrote about that for today as well. This week, Yahoo had a big press conference the day after Google announced Google Buzz. So it was on Tuesday, I believe. And February 11th, we posted about it, where basically Yahoo's telling you how much they've done in search over the past 6 months. They're not out of the search game. They say they will continue to be in search, and they're going to be proactive in search, and yada, 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 and they're not giving up on search. I personally don't think that's to be true. I asked the poll. Basically, my reasoning is, if you're not powering your search bots, if you're not powering your algorithm, if you're not powering indexing the web, you're outsourcing that, you're technically not a search engine. You might be a search aggregator, but you're, in my opinion, not a search engine. Yahoo was a directory back in the day that was technically a form of a search engine. They still do the directory, but they outsourced back in the day to Google and other search engines their search algorithms. And back then, they were not technically a machine-based search engine. They were a human-based directory. And now they're saying, no, they are a search engine. They're continuing to search. If I say Ask.com is not a search engine because they pretty much rely mostly on aggregated structured data, then I mean, Ask.com has crawlers. If Yahoo gets rid of their crawlers and outsources to Bing, how can I call Ask.com a search engine when I'm not calling? How can I call Yahoo a search engine when I'm not calling Ask.com a search engine? So that's my reasoning behind it. And I put a poll up here. We have 84 responses. Our poll is pretty new, and 60% said that Yahoo is not in search anymore. 18% maybe hopefully Yahoo will be in search in the future, and 18% said yes, Yahoo is definitely in search. So that's my take on it. Big news for Bing was that they made a deal with Facebook, where they're going to actually expand their coverage of their search in Facebook. They're going to power both, globally, all Facebook searches, and they're going to add more features into the Facebook search that they have there. So that's pretty big for Bing. It's a big win for them. Finally, tonight kicks off the Vancouver Winter Olympics, 2010 Winter Olympics, and search engines are starting to post their logos. We have a logo from Google, which is over here. It's one of their widest logos. It's 760 pixels wide. I never saw anything like that before. Yahoo has their logo, and Bing has their logo. So let me show you Google. Here's Google's logo. Let me take you to Yahoo on the Yahoo homepage. You can see it's a bit animated. Let it go for a second. There, some skier just flies by, which is snowboarder flies by, and also Bing has a logo on their site. Logo, a theme. You can see the hotspots and stuff. So that's pretty cool. More search engines will probably add logos going forward. We're going to add our logo tonight as well, so definitely take a look at it and keep up to date on that post. It's the last post on the Search Engine Roundtable, or it's on the homepage somewhere. So that pretty much covers the February 12th, Friday edition of the Search Buzz video recap. Again, this is the news we covered over the past week at SEOroundtable.com. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy the Winter Olympics.